Your father is missing, and there are accusations all around town. This makes you feel really alone and super angry. Why is this happening to your family? Then all of a sudden, these three strange little women show up, and they take you on a wild ride through the galaxy, on a fight of good versus evil that you didn't even know existed. Do you want to know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about A Wrinkle in Time by Madeliene L'Engle. This book was recently made into a movie, so I just wanted to check it out because I like to read the book first before I watch the movie so that I can get my own ideas about the characters before I see somebody else's ideas. This book is technically sci-fi, but it's different in most of the sci-fi that I've read, that it's got a Christianity angle to it. So that gives it kind of a little bit of a difference in the good versus evil because they do bring up God in the book. The setting is all over different galaxies. If you've ever read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, it's got that kind of like I'm bouncing around the galaxy, I'm at these weird planets, I'm meeting all these strange different creatures kind of setting, and then there's some setting at their home and what's going on there as well. The main character is Meg, and she's out there searching for her father. Her father's been missing. He's been on this big adventure of his own, but now he's missing, and he has been for a while. One of the other characters of note is actually Meg's little brother, Charles Wallace, and he's actually the character that I connected with the most. I really like Charles Wallace because he's extremely different and very strange, and I felt this connection to him just because he feels his own difference, but he doesn't quite know what it is. So I'm going to read you a little passage that tells us a little bit about Charles Wallace. Charles Wallace looked troubled. I don't think it's that. It's being able to understand a sort of language. Like sometimes if I concentrate very hard, I can understand the wind talking to the trees. You tell me, you see, sort of inadvertently. That's a good word, isn't it? I got Mother to look it up in the dictionary for me this morning. I really must learn to read, except I'm afraid it will make it awfully hard for me in school next year if I already know things. I think it'll be better if people go on thinking I'm not very bright. They won't hate me quite so much. So you find out that Charles Wallace is different, that he knows he's different, and you feel like his differences are going to make a huge impact in the story, and the story kind of starts to go that way, and then we lose Charles Wallace. So I think that's one of the reasons why the author lost me. I didn't love this book, and not that I wouldn't recommend this book, because I do recommend it just so that you can get your own idea of what's going on when you go to see the movie. But this wasn't one of my favorite books of all time, and it took me kind of a long time to get through because I made such a connection to Charles Wallace, and he does kind of get lost in the story. So I think that you should definitely read this book for yourself and see how you feel about the book, and let me know if you liked it, and then we'll have some discussions. Keep reading.